All right, we are here having technical difficulties, but we are here. How you doing today, guys? Welcome to the bottom line. This is some movie news we'll be going over today. I thought I had my intro in there, but still got some geeks working out with this new program. How you guys doing? Hope your day is going well. We're going to talk about some good things, and we're going to talk about some great things that's happening in the town of Hollywood. First of all, Home Alone actress that had passed away this morning. She was 71 years old, Kathleen O'Hara. She was a great actress. So I'm giving a shout out to her and her family right now in this time of grieving and loss for the Home Alone actor, Home Alone 2 actor, Beetlejuice. She recently played in Beetlejuice 2 and a whole bunch of TV shows. So shout out to Home Alone mom, Kathleen O'Hara. She's going to be very missed in Hollywood and to her family. We give our condolences to you over here in the Bottom Line podcast. And we just want to say, just keep keeping your head up and continue to move forward, okay? Oh, and the better news of the day, we're going to go ahead and go over the box office that has happened this weekend so far. Send Help has made $17.5 million ahead of Iron Lung. And that's a horror movie. Both of them are horror thrillers. People keep calling it horror movies, but I call them horror thrillers. They're really not horror movies. But right now they're making monies and keeping the box office afloat. Avatar has been dethroned, and right now they're moving forward according to Deadline. Right now, Send Help is the number one movie in America, and Send Help is right now making higher than Iron Lung. Iron Lung is based on a video game adaptation. If you know about the video game, I don't know about the video game at all. But however, this is what the movies are going head to head this weekend. Send Help and Iron Lung right now they're popular. It's going head to head right now. I know a YouTuber made this Iron Lung movie. He's doing actually well, and actually to have that movie in the shape that it is and being in theaters and making the money that it's making. I know that the money that he probably got the budget for to make this movie, he's making it now back. But Send Help, I think it's an interesting concept. It looks like Misery on an Island, Lord of the Flies. If you remember that book growing up in school, if you read Lord of the Flies, which they're coming out with that TV series, Lord of the Flies. I want to know who's going to have playing those characters from the book adaptation of that story. However, Send Help looks entertaining. It looks like it's going to be something that is going to make money. Sam Raimi's back. That's one of my favorite directors in Hollywood. He's not the favorite. He's one of the favorite. My favorite is James Cameron. Hands down, that is my guy. He is my motivation when it comes to technology in movies, making movies, and making stories in movies. So, other than that, Send Help is number one movie in America. Number two is Iron Lung for right now, but this is just the weekend, and by Monday it could flip flop and change by any time. The other movies that's in, I guess, playing, I guess nobody really cares about. I don't really care either, so I'm not going to go over them right now as we speak. However, leftovers and everything from past weekend is still in the top 5, top 10. Shelter, I think Jason Statham movie has came out this weekend as well. It's minus $5 million, probably with a 3-day weekend, not 3-day weekend, but the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so right now we have the top 10, top 11, I guess. Send Help and 7.5 million on Friday, 3 days, 17.5 to 18.5 million for Send Help. Iron Lung from Friday to Sunday, 15 million to 17 million, but it could swip flop and change, depends on the fan base of that game. Melina, right now, $8 million. Zootopia 2 is still going strong right now with 1.3 millions with a 408.9 million in total, and for 10 weeks it's been out in movie theaters. So right now, Zootopia 2 is doing great. Avatar: Fire and Ash, 385.6 million in 7 weeks, 5 million and point 5.05 million for the weekend for that movie. Shelter is number six movie of the weekend. Mercy, number seven. The House Maid, number eight. Marty Supreme, 9. 28 Days Later, Bone Temple, 10. And Hint is number 11. So that is the box office news for today. But right now, what I want to talk about is the upcoming movie coming out June 5th, which everyone in right now is kind of psyched about it. And we're going to talk about He Man. Now, I want to know this movie's coming out June 5th, 2026. I think it's going to be a sleeper hit, a modest hit. People got a lot of Guardian of the Galaxy vibes, excuse me, Guardian of the Galaxy vibes from this one, or Thor Ragnarok. But to me, I think it's a mixture between Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's going to be a great movie. I think it's got a little Marvel-ish vibe going in, and you got people from the MCU like Albus Alba. He's playing Man at Arms. A lot of folks don't like that character selection or that uh, particular pick to play Man at Arms, but I think it's a great choice. I don't care about the first and the color. I just know that him being in this movie and helping this movie move along, He Man looks great. It looks campy. As you remember the years of the campy superhero movies, I think the campy superhero movies are back. You need some type of campiness to count for the silliness and the funniness and the humor. The trailer for He Man, I think it was pretty straightforward. The trailer showed a lot and gave more detail into the trailer. The actor they got for play He Man, he looks the part. He's not as huge as He Man. He's not as big as He Man. But at the same time, I think that this is direction that it should go because 40 some years the first He-Man came out, the Masters of Universe with Dolph Lundgren and all these guys that played in that movie. Dolph Lundgren was a perfect He-Man, but he couldn't speak perfect English. The physique he had, the muscles, he was doing his thing, but at the same time, that movie was stupid. Growing up in the '80s, watching movies like that, we thought it was awesome being fans of Master Universe of the He-Man brand, but it's all about selling toys, the merchandise, and all that jazz. However, this movie is doing the exact same thing, but all about merchandise, all about recreating that merchandise feel about He-Man. And He-Man thrived from Coban the Barbarian, and then they got pretty much, I guess, legal rights ensued, and so they had to change a lot of things to the character to make He-Man irrelevant in the '80s. And now they taking that mantra and going back to the new movie and picking on that little lawsuit intro. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the trailer, if you know about the history of He-Man, and right now, I think the trailer looks awesome. It looks like it's a lot of money put into that movie. But I think the movie is also going to do great things in the box office. Like I said, a modest hit. It's going to be a modest hit. Most people might go see it. Most people might not go see it. I might go see it with my family. It looks good to me. I think the trailer as well. We don't know it's going to be a great movie. We don't know the true story uh, of what direction they went with. Everybody doesn't like the modern day time period that they have He-Man in, the character in. And they also don't understand that if you know the history of He-Man, that He-Man is a breed between, the fictional place that he's born in and his parents. One parent is earthly, the other parent is from Internia. So, the Earth setting is not so far fetched or far off, but I do think that it is a moment to see that what they're doing and what they're bringing back to the franchise. I think it's going to be a modest hit. I think it's going to be a great hit amongst the fan base. The fan base is going to come out to this movie, and I really think that people are going to come out in droves to see this movie. And so, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, what you think about this movie? What you think about the trailer? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think this movie going to do, how much it's going to make opening weekend. I think that moving forward, Hollywood is going to take these old franchises, like you said, old franchises, and trying to make properties out of them. And I think that they need to leave some of these properties alone and come up with some original IPs. They're just me. They're just me. I think they could do great things if they come up with originality. Original characters, original movies. You could be influenced from other movies. You can be influenced from other movies and make your product great, but at the same time, don't copy them completely to steal their style to make a franchise. But I think excuse me, Masters of the Universe. I think Masters of the Universe, we call him He Man, but the show is called Masters of the Universe, but we will always go, it's He Man, it's He Man growing up. I think He Man's going to do great. Modest hit. It's going to do no, it's going to do well at the box office. I believe it's going to make its money back. I think the director and the characters and the actors and the story. It's all about the story. I'm all about character progression, character building. I'm all about story and plot. And I never go against the production value of a movie or the hard work that it is to put into making the movie. However, the editing room is what kills the movie for me. And what goes into the movie and what they take out the movie to make the movie relevant is what makes the movie bland and blah. So if Masters of the Universe has a great story, great plot, and use the folklore of the character itself and Eternia and everything else in that whole franchise and universe, and make a decent movie and want to make sequels beyond what they want to do, then I'm all for it. But if it's going to be corny and blah, and then copy other movies franchises and that's it, bring nothing to the table, then it's going to be a problem for a lot of his nostalgic fans. It's going to be a lot of problems for the people going forward and to make this franchise irrelevant again, especially in Hollywood. So you know who's playing Skeletor. If you don't know who's playing Skeletor, you need to do your research because they call this actor box office poison. And I heard this a lot about this actor, Jay Leto. You know, he played Morpheus, he played Morpheus, he played Joker, he played in the new movie that came out last year, Tron Ares. I per se don't think he's a terrible actor. I think that some of his roles and his method acting takes away from what he does and who he is as a actor and method actor. Playing Skeletor, we didn't hear the laugh yet in the trailer. We see what he looks like, which he looks awesome. Look just like from the cartoon, the toys, all that. However, going forward, knowing that the actor who's playing Skeletor and how a lot of things about this actor is gonna probably hurt the press for this movie. That's why they kept a lot of things out of the trailer. And I just like, man, we'll see how this unfolds as close as it gets to the movie time that it come out in June. June is my month, so that's my birthday month. So, and before we go forward, I forgot to put a shout out to, my daughter. Her birthday was on the 29th. Happy birthday to my daughter, Kaya Savannah Knights Boyd. Happy birthday to you. It's a shout out to you. And make sure that you understand that Daddy, I'm going to give a shout out to everyone that's dear to the family and to all the other birthdays that's been shout out. Happy birthday to you guys. I hope you guys have fun and we love you. We'll put all that out there. Just letting you know that it's a shout out to all the birthdays in January and especially my family and especially my son and my daughter and my nieces and my brother. Now that you got the shout outs out, let's get back to what we're talking about here. So I am excited for the movie. And I'm excited for all the other coming up movies coming out this year. The segment of this podcast is called Movie News, and I had an intro for it and everything, and I did not add that intro to my intro, so I got to go back and add the intro. So it's okay. So long as I get the outro this time around, I'm still working on getting the broadcasting down. It's still work to be done. However, in other movie news, we already know about the new Super Mario movie. And let me tell you something. I think this one's going to be even better than part one. They showed a lot of clips at Nintendo's Direct about this movie. And the addition of every game, every detail. Because if you go back to part one, in the Super Mario Brothers movie, they pretty much opened the universe to every Super Nintendo game, Super Mario game that been exists already in part one, if you want to be honest. Then to name the sequel Super Mario Galaxy movie, you tap into more universes, more dimensions and everything, and more characters, and bringing them all into the fray of this universe. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for the fanboys like myself, I am a Mario fan and supporter. They don't say fan supporter. I grew up with Nintendo, grew up with the characters, grew up with the whole franchise, playing these games left and right. It was amazing. Even the newer additions of the games and consoles that came out. I have not yet played Mario Odyssey though. That's the only one I have not played of the Mario or Mario 3D and Wonder. We have not played those yet, but majority of the Mario games I have played. However, going back to the movie news, with Chris Pratt and all the returning characters coming back to this movie, I think this movie is going to do it's going to do great. I think it'll be bigger than part one. I think part one was a great monumental point in CG movie history. Then he comes Zootopia 2 and pretty much blew that out the water. However, not scared of saying that the Super Mario Galaxy movie is going to outdo Part 1. Part 1 is going to be blown out the water. Opening weekend is going to be big. This movie is going to be fun. I think everything about this movie is going to bring all the fanboys, young and old, every generation out to the theaters. And this movie is going to have a lot of laughs because so far, with the little cut trailers they got, even the introduction to Yoshi, a fan favorite, I think is going to bring a lot of cute appeal to the children. You could call this an innocent, almost innocent CG cartoon movie. I don't know, kind of folk themes that might hide hidden in the shadows of every CG movie that have came out so far. But I think this movie is going to do well. I think the budget's going to be made back part of opening weekend or in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks. I think that this is a hit again for Nintendo. And I also think that Nintendo has a great IP on its hands, especially with the new Legend of Zelda IP coming out, live action. I don't know about that one yet because what I've seen so far, the characters, the actors, they're young, they look young, looks exciting. However, I got to see more in action, and I just hope it's not a girl boss type movie. Just hope that Nintendo know what they're doing in this and know how to keep things going when it comes down. Yeah, when it comes down to the great stuff. When it comes down to the great stuff, because I think Nintendo knows what they're doing. I do. That's what I think. They knows what they're doing. And right now, with everything set, we got a movie franchise that we could go back to and watch it over and over and over. Super Mario Brothers is going to be here for a while, and I think that with this movie coming out in I think April 1st, which that means that we got 2 more months for this month. Well, 2 more months. Tomorrow will be the 1st of February, so 2 more months, and this movie a month, and this movie be out in April 1st. So being out on April 1st kind of give you like the April Fool's vibe, and then gonna come out on another day. But I think it's going to be fun to see this movie. And I think this movie is going to do great stuff in the box office. And then on the PVOD, the digital releases, you could also get these old classics and everything else from the live action Super Mario movie. Then you got the one that came out 2 or 3 years ago. Now you're gonna have fun with all these movies in between. But I think right now, with the way things are going, we're gonna have fun. And according to Deadline, you got the digital releases coming out, and The Housemaid, which I don't see me watching that movie, has made $300 million worldwide. $300 million worldwide. So, whew, $300 million worldwide. I don't know what the movie's about. However, that's the cradle that creaks apart in that movie. I guess it's a modest hit. And another thing, go to Amazon, check out The Wrecking Crew, awesome movie. You get my review soon on that movie as well. And I'm a cop buddy guy. I love cop buddy themed movies and like Rush Hour, Bad Boys, and stuff like that. I love stuff like that. And just going through, seeing that how Hollywood is mourning Catherine O'Hara, man. Great, great, great movie, mom. My children love Home Alone and Home Alone 2. And, and the mom character, and Catherine O'Hara, she's going to be missed. She just won't be missed. Hollywood remembers her. They're giving shots out to her right now as we speak, man. 71 years old, icon in Hollywood. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to her family. Our condolences over here once again. And, I'm looking at Disney. Disney also has, Daredevil Born Again season 2 coming out this year. They got Wonder Man playing right now. All 8 episodes you can play right. You can watch right now and binge watch on Disney Plus. Have not watched that yet, but we'll see. Got the spirit there to watch that one. However, this is what really makes me kind of Hollywood in the studios, especially with the Fast and Furious franchise. The new Fast and Furious. The title for that movie is called Fast Forever. Coming out spring 2028. I don't know why they changed the title for this movie. I don't know why this movie's being made. Doesn't make sense. Fast X was back to form a little bit to what the series is about. However, hear me out. However, the cliffhanger at the end, to me, you already know that he's going to survive. Dom, his son, and probably the whole crew. You can't psych no one out with that type of cliffhanger and then already publicly telling us that a sequel and a follow up is coming to it. Because you got to have the stars in the movie to in order for it to even make sense. So it's the worst kept secret ever. But then changing the title to Fast Forever, I don't agree with that. Fast Forever, I don't know. Fast and the Furious is a great franchise, and Fast Forever coming out. They're talking about going back to the roots. They're talking about the budget's going to be low. Vin Diesel going to bring back Paul Walker's character, which they should have just got his brother to play it and just lifted that. But Brian's coming back into the movie, and it doesn't make sense to me, man. It just go ahead and kill this franchise or part this franchise into the parking spot where it need to be parked and let it go. But other than that, man, it is what it is, but that's how the cookie crumbles, man. The bottom line is some franchises need to go ahead and retire, and I think Fast and the Furious is one of those franchises that need to go ahead and call it a day. Call it a day. Call it a day. It's time to go ahead and park the cars, park that franchise into the garage, and we're looking at the slate for the DCU Supergirl's coming out this year. I don't think that's going to be a big time hit. I think it's going to be a modest hit. Supergirl. We've seen Jason Momoa as Lobo, which is an interesting character to play. I think he's born to play that character. However, in July, you got too many big hitters coming out, and with Supergirl coming out, let's look at that date real quick. Supergirl Supergirl comes out in June. Spider-Man comes out in July. However, I really think that Supergirl is going to be a minus hit too. Supergirl's going to be a minus hit. It's going to be a minus hit. Excuse me for a second. 2026. And what else we talking about this movie? This movie really June 26, 2026, this movie's coming out. However, we've seen Lobo. Don't really know what we see the picture of the main villain if you know about the villain that's going to be playing in the movie, but I don't understand the hype about the movie. It looks good. It looks like Guardian of the Galaxy, but that's not a bad thing neither. However, the tone of the movie, she's around now. Let's think about this: Supergirl around the red sun, and so she get drunken and wasted. Hint, hint. But she still has her powers. So she's going to be around the red sun, getting drunk and wasted. And so at the same time, the movie braces is about, hey, she's going to be not overpowered or underpowered. However, she's going to be vulnerable to strong hits, gets explosions and stuff that knock her to the wall and stuff like that to make it balanced, that she won't be so overpowered, the villains in the movie, but she can still be super powerful enough to take on the villains in the movie. I see the angle there, but I don't really know it's going to be, irrelevant going forward. Now, Jason Momoa, we don't know how much screen time he's going to have as Lobo in the movie. However, we'll see how it falls. To me, it's just like Masters of the Universe. It's going to be a modest hit. Get a lot of hitters coming out in June, in July, August, and September. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Then you got all the other. Let's look at the movie news. The movie list for July. Let's see how much not Stargirl, but they call it Stargirl. Supergirl. How long it's going to last in its opening weekends. Let me see. Rotten Tomatoes says this. What are the movies you got All right, Super Mario Galaxy is April. Then you had Greenland, which is already out. Nobody's seen that movie. Somehow, let's see. Come on, the Goat that comes out February, so that's not. I don't think the. I don't know about the Goat, but just bear with me here. We got pictures of, Harry Cavill as the new Highlander. He looks great in it. I don't have that picture. I'm not gonna keep doing the picture thing. Let me see here. This is all the February movies. March got some great movies. Then you got Hopper coming out the 6th of March. Then you got Winner. That's a comedy that's coming out in March as well. Then you got Project Hail Mary, March 20th. Okay. Ready or Not 2, March 20th. I don't really care about that one. April 1st, Super Mario Brothers Galaxy. Got The Mummy. This month version of The Mummy coming out April 17th. Then you got Apex, April 24th. So let's get all the way down to Michael. That biopic is going to be good. I think Michael is going to have a great showing in the box office. Antoine, I can't even get his last name correctly, but he directed that, and his Michael's nephew played his uncle. So that's going to be great. Animal Friends, haven't seen anything about that, but it's coming out May 1st. Devil Wears Prada 2, the sequel to Devil Wears Prada, May 1st. Then you got Mortal Kombat 2, which is none of my anticipated movie. I think it's going to be great. May 15th, 2026. That movie's coming out. I think that's going to be great. You got Star Wars, May 22nd. The Mandalorian and Guru. Then you got Masters of the Universe comes out June 5th, which I think is going to be a modest hit that weekend. Steven Spielberg's June 12th. What's that movie called? It's that weird movie. Disclosure Day. So I don't know what that plot about that movie really is about. Then you got Scary Movie 6, June 12th, which might be a modest hit. Toy Story 5. Oh my goodness. Toy Story 5, June 19th. So June from April all the way down, you got packed movies, man. It's packed. Then Supergirl comes out June 26th. So you got Toy Story 5, then Supergirl going head to head. Toy Story 5 is coming out the weekend prior. Then you got Supergirl coming out the weekend after. Toy Story is going to be a big time hit. I don't think Supergirl going to lose some money that weekend it opens up. Then you have Jackass 5, June 26th. That franchise always makes money. So, and then July. This is what I'm saying. See, you got from April, pretty much from March to April, May, June, July. You got all these big hitter movies, sequels, and all this coming out. You got Minions 3, July 1st, Moana 2, Moana, excuse me, live action Moana. I'm sorry, July 10th. Odyssey, July 17th. Then you got, let me see, Evil Dead Burn. Look at that. July 24th. Then you got Spider-Man supposed to be coming out the 31st of July. These movies not going to make money. These movies that's coming out before the big time movies are not going to make money. Spider-Man going to make money. Odyssey's going to make money. Moana's going to make money. Minions going to make money, but you taking the weekend and the money, you got 2 weeks between each movie, and I don't know about the money factor in that. There's a lot of competition going on in July. I tell you that. Then you got another Paw Patrol movie coming out. Oh my goodness, Paw Patrol is just making out sequels. And then you have what else movies you have? Then this September on Beyond, which I'm not going to go into it because they got a lot of things in here. And then you're going to jump down to October. You got Street Fighter. Matter of fact, don't skip. Let's go back. You got Resident Evil coming out on September 19th. You got Clayface, September 11th. So September is packed. Then you got another Insidious movie, August 21st. Paw Patrol, August 14th. And Flowerville Street, August 14th, wherever that movie is. Man, you got too many movies coming out. And then let's jump all the way down. I read September's. It's got Clayface and Resident Evil. Then here come October with Digger. That is Tom Cruise movie coming out. Avatar, which I don't think is still coming out, but it's slated for October 9th. Then you got Street Fighter, October 16th. So you got 2 video game adaptations coming out this year. Then you have The Cat in the Hat, which might be modest money. Godzilla Minus Zero sequel. -1, as Minus Zero is the sequel. That's coming out in November. Then you got Hunger Games. The list goes on. Violent Night 2, pretty much. Jumanji 3, Avengers Doomsday, which you know, and then you got Doom Part 3. You got a whole list of movies coming out this year that's going to be direct competition with one another, and they're going to lose a lot of business. However, I want to go over another movie segment here sometime today, breaking down which movies I think is going to be a big movie, big time movies, and pretty much I think that it's going to be great hits this year because this can be the year of the movies if the weather or anything else don't persist and change that pedigree. But you let me know in the comments below what you think about the movies that's coming out this year. Are you going to see them? What's your most anticipated movie? Are you happy to see a new Masters of the Universe in coming in theaters? Are you happy about new Spider-Man, Toy Story, etc., sequel galore? The list goes on. So, however, you guys understand this. You know, the bottom line is, man, too many movies and not enough time to watch them all. But other than that, we'll see what we can do. I do movie reviews on the channel as well. So right now, it's supposed to be movie news, and that was the news for this day. But we're going to talk about the next segment coming out later on today in movie news when I had the intro as well. I will have the intro. I will have the intro. And we're going to talk about Masters of the Universe and going more depth in that one. And I might hit on some Marvel movies. I might talk about that. But right now, Masters of the Universe, I think I'm going most depth on that. The trailer came out. It looks nice. It looks great. But other than that, we'll see. We'll see. But you guys got to understand one thing. You know, understand one thing and one thing only. That if Hollywood don't come up with new IPs and original IPs that people want to see, then it's just wasting our time going to movie theaters. That's just the bottom line. But other than that, guys, this has been the bottom line, and the bottom line is too many movies coming out. Might be some flops, might be some big hits, but we're going to see who stands at the top of the crop by the end of the year, guys. We'll live to see it. All right. From my family to you, from the Bottom Line Podcast crew, you take care, be safe, and our condolences once again to Catherine O'Hara and the family. Great actress. Shout out to you and to your family. Our condolences over here. God bless you. Be safe. Peace. This has been the Bottom Line Podcast, and we are out.